Box breathing. What is it? Why does it work? And how do you do it? I'll answer all three questions in this video. And before we get started, I'd like to welcome you to Lesson 2 of the Breathing Exercises for Anxiety course, the series where I teach you the breathing exercises scientifically proven to relieve anxiety and stress. In this lesson, we're covering a very powerful breathing exercise called box breathing. Box breathing is kind of like hitting the reset button on your body. With 5 minutes of box breathing, you can relieve muscle tension, stop racing thoughts, and sometimes you'll even forget what you were so stressed about. And make sure to stick around till the second half of this video, where we'll do a guided breathing exercise with a breath pacer, so you can get started right away even if you've never done box breathing before. It's very simple yet powerful, and I'm excited for you to learn it, so let's get started. Box breathing has 4 steps. Inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds, and then hold again for 5 seconds. To understand why this works, you need to know a little fact about the body that you probably never knew. Your body has 2 types of responses. One is called fight or flight, which you've probably heard of, and the other is lesser known, called rest and digest. When you inhale, it excites the fight or flight response and your heart rate speeds up. And when you exhale, it stimulates the opposite response, called rest and digest, and your heart rate slows down. And when you hold your breath, it kind of stimulates both sides, which creates some sudden clear-headedness. The real goal of box breathing is to stop the fight or flight response and convince your body to favor the rest and digest response, or at the very least, just keep them well balanced. So let's look at the box breathing technique again and understand why it works. Step 1. Inhale for 5 seconds. During this time, a little bit of adrenaline is released, so your heart rate starts increasing. But don't worry, you need this to happen to stay alive, and we can easily balance it out in just a minute when we do the exhale. Make sure the air flows smoothly and evenly for the entire 5 seconds. Don't suck the air in really fast and get your lungs completely full in the first 3 seconds. Aim to have your lungs about 75% full after 5 seconds. Step 2. Hold your breath for 5 seconds. During this time, you want to start relaxing the shoulders and preparing for the exhale. That's when we'll get the maximum relaxation effect. Step 3. Exhale for 5 seconds. This is where the relaxation comes in. Your heart rate will naturally slow as you exhale, and your body will release the opposite hormone of adrenaline. The goal during this phase is to become as relaxed as possible. You can do this by focusing on your shoulders and letting them grow heavy as you exhale. And make sure the air flows smoothly and evenly for the entire 5 seconds. Don't let all the air out in the first 3 seconds, which is why I recommend that you exhale through the mouth through this exercise. It's easier to keep the air flowing smooth and even when you exhale through your mouth, especially if you purse your lips like you're drinking through a straw. Step 4. Hold your breath for 5 more seconds. All you want to do during this time is maintain the shoulder relaxation you started in Step 3. This extra 5 seconds gives you a chance to relax even more before you inhale again. But if you have trouble relaxing during the breath hold at first, that's okay. At this point, it's been 10 seconds since you took a breath, so you may feel a little stress as you try to hold for 5 more seconds, but that's perfectly okay. In fact, it's a good thing. As you continue the exercise for the full 5 minutes, your body will learn not to panic, and you'll gradually become more and more comfortable with it. So focus on relaxing the shoulders, and if you can't resist the urge to take a breath for the full 5 seconds, that's okay. Take a nice deep breath and enjoy. And then there's actually a Step 5, repeat. On each breath cycle, you can build upon the relaxation you got from the last cycle. When you take the next inhale, you may not be able to become more relaxed, but you can try to maintain it. That way, with each breath, you become more and more relaxed until you feel calm and clear-headed. Ideally, you want to do this for 5 minutes to get the full effect. Sometimes I do it for as long as 30 minutes, but that's just because I enjoy it. So now that you know the basics of box breathing, let's do a guided breathing exercise to get you started. We'll use this animation you see on the screen. I've configured it for box breathing. Try to keep your breathing in sync with the ball. When the ball goes up, inhale. When it stays steady, hold. And when it goes down, exhale. Make sure the air is flowing smoothly and evenly as you inhale and exhale. And remember to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. I'll be quiet for 5 minutes and let you do it. And after that, I'll give you one more tip to help you get the most out of this exercise. So the 5 minutes are up. Good job sticking with it for the whole time. And take a moment now to appreciate the feeling you have. Words to describe it may be relaxed, clear-headed, maybe sleepy. But just take a moment to appreciate the feeling and try to remember what this feels like. But I promised you one more tip to get the most out of this exercise. And the tip is to experiment with the settings. 5-second intervals is like the recommended configuration for box breathing. But you should experiment and try 4-second intervals, and especially make sure to try 3-second intervals. You'll need a breath pacer that gives you the ability to configure the settings like this. And luckily for you, I made one, and you can get it for free. It's at my website, headfulness.com/breathpacer. Another great thing about downloading the breath pacer is you won't be limited to just 5 minutes like you're seeing in this video. You can do it for as long or as short as you want. And again, you can change the settings to whatever feels best for you. I don't know if I'll keep it free forever, so go ahead and get access to it while you can. In the next video, we'll learn another powerful exercise called 2-to-1 ratio breathing. I'll put a link to that lesson down below. Click the subscribe button if you're feeling good, and I'll see you in the next video.